Hello guys! New update is out in which we have 5 new chapters. So in this video guys, let's walk through the first new chapter, chapter 101. This is my first time playing this chapter, so I don't know what bosses, what enemies are waiting for us. But as we can see from the first seconds, we have new mobs. We have some mechanics, it's probably allusion on the first mobs, builders. For this chapter, as you can see, I went with Void Power and now as a main hero I'm using Keen. But honestly speaking guys, I would go with Light Chaser. Unfortunately, it's not even Epic plus 3 right now, it's only Epic and I cannot make it Epic plus 2 or Epic plus 3. Because a few days ago I took all fodders from it and made Legendary plus 3 Void Power. Most likely this time we will walk through all new chapters with Void Power, not with Light Chaser. Okay, let's grab some coins and I will try to stay below the center of the map. When you're staying in this position with Void Power, you can hit most enemies. As a result, you can gain more skills. As you can see, all enemies are spine and bow and I don't really need to aim at them. This is the best position for 8-minute chapters for square maps, especially when you're farming. We have the first elite. Let's try to kill him. As you can see, this elite is very easy to defeat. And I got only one skill. Not the best start, I must say. Anyway guys, we have 5 bosses in this chapter, so I'll get a few of these chests. Little more than 30 seconds and we will meet the first boss. I'm wondering if we have a new boss in this chapter. Would we need to have it, because when you have a new boss you don't know how it's moving. What kind of projectiles it shoots, can it summon mobs or cannot. For me guys, it became boring to play with old bosses. Especially those ones that are not moving. Okay guys, the first 2 minutes are going to end and as you can see, it's not really hard to survive them. We're going to have the first boss and it will be Guardian Robot. I personally like this boss because from one side it looks like that this boss is not really hard to defeat. Especially if you're using Kunai or the Sword of Disorder and your attack is pretty good enough. But when you're using Void Power like I'm here and your attack is not that good enough, then it will be kinda hard to defeat this boss because this boss has a good amount of health. Another reason why this boss might be hard to defeat, because it's the first boss. You don't have many skills, you have a couple of skills which barely do some damage. Actually guys, that's the problem I have right now. I don't have many skills, plus I'm using Void Power, not Kunai or the Sword of Disorder. As you can see with drone, I'm trying to stay closer to that boss to kill it faster. But I personally do not recommend you to do that, especially staying still. This boss can do arcade damage to you and you will die. So if you have problems with this boss, keep a good distance and move most of the time. It's not really hard to avoid projectiles, but when it jumps, it can hit you. And that's what I was talking guys, he jumped on me and I almost died. Be careful, move more and don't do like I'm here. Because you can die, you can lose your health, especially if you don't have a good amount of health. Talking about health, the boss is almost defeated. Anyway guys, as you can see, I don't have a good amount of health either. Nice, I just received a fatal damage, so I have to be more careful now. I don't really want to lose my health because I don't know what bosses are waiting for me. Maybe I'll have that captain boss which is not really easy to defeat. One of the hardest, maybe the hardest boss. No, not this. -1 life. I was so close to defeat this boss before he killed me, but unfortunately guys, I died. I should be more careful now. Look at this guys, we have another new enemies, another new mobs, astronauts. I personally in love with this design. Happy, this time they did a great job by adding astronauts. I would like to see an astronaut boss. Okay guys, now let's get back to chapter. Beside astronauts, we have robots which shoot bullets. If you're using Void Power as I, then you have to stay in a black hole, so bullets will be vanished. If you're using Kunai or the Sword of Disorder, then in this case would be great to have one defensive skill, such as Guardian. In case with weapons as Baseball Bat and Light Chaser, don't even care about them. So guys, as I'm using Void Power, I need good skills against bosses and I need Drill Shot. We have Ruin Suit, another needed skill. That's actually the reason why I like Light Chaser, because its supply skill is Ruin Suit. Very useful skill, especially when you have bosses such as Captain, which shoots a lot of bullets. When we have new chapters to pass, I always try to choose this skill with Fitness Guide. Finally guys, I have Drill Shot, so only Ammo Thruster is needed to make Whistle Arrow. I like this skill very much, it's one of the best skills against bosses. Sometimes it's even better than Destroyer. Sometimes we have situations when you cannot stay close enough to a boss, like for example Worm Boss. Most of the time missiles cannot hit this boss and Destroyer became kinda useless. In this case, Whistle Arrow is better. But Whistle Arrow is not that perfect as you can think. Against bosses that summon mobs, Whistle Arrow is not that good. Anyway guys, it's still one of the best against bosses. Little more than 30 seconds and we will have a second boss. Ammo Thruster guys, finally, good news for me. As you can see guys, to survive the next 2 minutes with Void Power will be not really hard, you just need to stay in a black hole, what I'm doing most of the time. Try to choose skills which will help you to easily pass this chapter. It's really hard to say what is perfect combination because we have many heroes, many skills, many equipments. You can use one hero and I'm using another hero. You can use different equipments. For example, as for me, this chapter with my attack will be kinda hard to pass with Kunai, while with Void Power it's a way easier. Okay guys, we have the next boss and it is Chief Engineer. Guys, this boss is really easy to defeat, you should not have any problems with him. Just look at his health, how fast he's losing it. And this boss is defeated in a few seconds. Plus 3 skills, not bad. Now we have to survive the next 2 minutes, which are supposed to be harder. As you can see, we have more mobs, we have more astronauts. I will try to use again this tactic, staying below the center of the map, so I will be able to hit more enemies, most enemies, and as a result I should gain more skills. I don't have enemies that shoots bullets, so I have to be unwounded. If it wasn't be the first time I played this chapter, I would make a cup of coffee. When I farm a chapter, by the way I'm farming chapter 75, I'm staying like here. And while I'm waiting for a boss fight, I do other stuff. As for me for this scene, they should give a speed up button. Who knows, maybe in this update we will get it. A minute left and we will have a next boss. Maybe the next boss will be harder? New enemies are coming, let's collect some biofuel, let's get some skills. Soccer Ball, Drill Shot, Power Bullet, of course, let's choose it, and Fitness Guide. Nice, I have all skills I usually use with Void Power. Sometimes I change Power Bullet and Fuel when I have more problems with mobs. Or Fitness Guide and Energy Drink when I go with Force Field when we have, for example, ghosts. It's not like I have one perfect combination for all chapters, for all challenges. It all depends on what kind of enemies you have, what hero you're using, what equipments, what weapon. So guys, 20 seconds left and we will meet the next boss. These minutes, as you can see, are not really hard to survive. You can stay still, especially with Void Power or Light Chaser, because all these bosses don't shoot bullets or other projectiles. The next boss is Turret. This boss should be very easy to defeat, plus I just got Whistle Arrow. Let's get some skills at first. Rowan suit, of course, Rowan suit. Give me 5 skills. Or at least 3, okay, 3 skills are good as well. Of course, Survivor Instinct. That's all? You could give me one more skill. As you can see, guys, this boss is losing his health very fast. As I told you, it's not really hard to defeat this boss. We have a big wave of zombies. Finally, guys, we have something interesting to play. And again, 3 skills. Guys, I just noticed that we have third elite that shoots missiles. Let's slowly walk to the third. Let's get another chest. When you're doing it, when you're walking through herds of zombies, walk slowly. Be in a black hole unless you can be hit by zombies. And as a result, you may die. Now we have robots that shoots bullets, so be more careful, stay in a black hole or whirlpool. If you're using void power, of course. Survivor Instinct 5 stars, not bad. Let's get more skills. And another skill will be nice, 6 cents. Now my crit rate is increased by 50% and crit damage gets plus 25% increase. As you can see in this minute, without high attack, would be to use void power or at least light chaser or baseball bat. With kunai or the sorter disorder to pass this chapter without high attack will be hard. And we have the next boss, another turret. It will be very easy to defeat this boss again, especially with skills I have now. Just look at his health, how fast he's losing it. Maybe the final boss will be more interesting to play, way harder to beat. Maybe we'll have a new boss. Okay, at first let's defeat this boss and let's survive the last minute. This chest gave me only one skill. Ammo thruster. Let's try to stay still below the center of the map again. There's so many enemies, but thanks to void power I'm doing okay. Thanks God I didn't go with kunai. Guys, I started receiving some damage. It's not big, but I'm receiving, I don't know, but these mobs are not shooting any projectiles, any bullets. Cannot get it. Who shoots at me? Let's choose throwing suit. Yeah, I'm still receiving some weird damage. I think I got it. It's elite. If it's not a new elite, it's elite that shoots missile. It's a turret. I can see blue missiles now and blue enemies. So be careful in the last minute with that elite that shoots missiles. Move more. And here we go, guys, the final boss. It's Captain. Let's get some skills. Power bullet, of course, power bullet. Exoskeleton, let's go with exoskeleton. RPG, maybe it will help me more. And that's all skills are chosen. Oh no, guys, I'm receiving too many bullets, I'm receiving too many damage. Let's escape. Recover some health. And let's kill this boss. As you can see, he's losing a good amount of health. As you can see, guys, this boss is not really hard to defeat even with void power. Just choose the right skills. Okay, guys, in my next video we will walk through the next chapter, chapter 102. Maybe this chapter will be harder to pass and we'll have new boss. So guys, subscribe my channel to not miss that video, and of course don't forget to like this video.